I meant, is Greece itself beautiful, apart from Helen?
Why, how very charming of you, Hector.
I was simply wondering what it is really like.
Well, there are a great many kings and a great many goats dotted about on marble.
Well, if the kings were in gold and the goats sang Gora, that would look pretty well when the sun was rising.
Well, I don't get up that early.
And a great many gods as well, I believe. Paris tells me the sky is crawling with them. He says you can see the legs of goddesses hanging down from the clouds.
Well, Paris always goes about with his nose in the air. He may have noticed them.
But you haven't.
Well, no. I'm not gifted that way. But I shall look out for them when I go back there again.
But you were telling Paris you would never be going back there.
Oh, yes. Well, Paris asked me to tell him so. And I do adore doing what Paris wants me to do.
Stop leaning and stop climbing. Frau Reiner, up here in the tree. Frau Reiner, I thought you said we were going to pick apples. How can you pick apples? I don't know. Climb without your shoes and stockings, that's how.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7,
8, 9, 10. We escaped! We escaped!
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7,
8, 9, 10. We escaped! We escaped! Again.
3, 5, 7,
No, 10!
If I were a man, I would go abroad and visit strange countries and have wonderful adventures as you have done. And not waste my life in a dull little village like Chedley.
My dear Miss Farringford, the whole world is a dull little village like Chedley, and I've wasted my life in it.
Now, when the Son of Man comes, in all his glory, with all his angels with him, he will sit in state on his throne, with all the nations gathered before him. And he will separate the people into two groups, as a shepherd separates the sheep from the goats. And he will put the sheep on his right, and the goats on his left. And then he will say to those on his right, ba 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 ba. You have my Father's blessing. Therefore come and enter the kingdom that has been ready since the world was made. For when I was hungry, you gave me something to eat. When I was thirsty, you gave me something to drink. When I was naked and without a home, you took me to your house. And when I was ill and in prison, you came to my aid. And then they will say to him,
Master, when was it we saw you hungry and gave you something to eat? Thirsty and gave you something to drink?
Yeah, or in prison and helped you.
and then he will say to them, anything you did for one of your brothers here, however humble, you did for me.
Oh, I get it!
And then he will say to those on his left, a curse is upon you. You go from my sight to the eternal fire. The eternal fire that has been ready for you with the devil and all his angels. For when I was hungry, you didn't give me anything to eat. When I was thirsty, you didn't give me anything to drink. When I was naked and without a home, you didn't take me to your house. And when I was ill and in prison, you did not come to my aid. And then they will say to him,
Master, if we'd have known it was you, we would have taken you out for a couple of lamb chops.
say to them, anything you did not do for one of my brothers here, however humble, you did not do for me. Therefore take your place in eternal punishment. But the righteous shall have everlasting life.
Hey! Lower! Bring the strike the main course. Play louder than the weather or our office. Yet again, what do you here? Shall we give Orange round if you mind to sing? I'll pox on your throat, you bully, blasphemous, incharitable dog! Work you then! Later a hole to scorch from the sea and land. Later off, on lost to praise, our Lord!
Mercy upon us! We split! Farewell, my wife and children! Farewell, my brother! We split! So seek with the king!
Let's all take leave of him!
Now I would give 1,000 furlongs of sea for an acre of barren ground. Long furs, brown heath, anything. The will's above me done, but I would fain die a dry death.
Death is a guest whose visit is short. When it comes to your house, it never stays.
It just pokes its head in the door to drop something off.
And is gone. Gone.
But grief.
Grief is a guest who stays too long. Its visit turns from days.
Into weeks.
Into months.
Into years.
It takes over your house, will not leave.
It wears a dark coat.
Sleeps in your bed all day.
And sits in your chair all night. It rearranges your closet.
And cupboards.
Leaves dirty dishes in the sink.
Wherever you go, it follows.
Whatever you do, it watches.
I wish I'd never been born. I wish I'd never come to Thornfield.
Because you're sorry to leave it.
I grieve to leave Thornfield. In it I have lived a full, a delightful life. I've not been excluded from all that is bright and energetic and high. I've talked face to face with an original, an expanded mind. I have known you, Mr. Rochester. And now I must be torn from you forever.
But why, Jane?
Why? Have you not just told me you will shortly be married? To one inferior to you? To one I do not believe you truly love?
Jane, don't go.
Don't go? Do you think I can stay to become nothing to you? Do you think I am an automaton? A machine without feelings? Do you think that because I'm poor, obscure, and plain, that I am soulless and heartless? You are wrong! I have as much soul as you and full as much heart. If God had given me beauty and wealth, I should make it as hard for you to leave me as it is for me to leave you.
Jane, it is so.